Hello. Hmm. Hey, okay. I've been trying and I haven't been able. Yes. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Debbie Sue. Hi, Mike. I was having a little problem here tonight. Um, hey, Scott. Yeah, I just sent you a note. So I tried to use Ecamm tonight in the vertical format, and yeah, it just didn't work. I just said it did. I had it all scheduled. Um, but then when I went, it just didn't work. So it's one of those things, and I'm always trying it, an hour before I'm supposed to go live. So uh, that's my fault. But I'm going to pull up the comments on screen over here so I can actually read them this time. So bear with me. Hmm. Oh, there I am. Oh, yay. Now I can actually see. So we got Mike and Debbie Sue. How are you guys? Scott, Ron. Oh, hold on. Don't need to be an echo. Can you hear me okay? Can somebody say if they can hear me? I don't hear anybody saying they can't hear me, so I'm assuming you can. Who else we have? Jen. Hey, Jen, how are you? CL. I think I got everybody. Oh, great. Thanks, Jen. Um, yeah, so what I was saying is I had set up Ecamm so I could go live via vertical. And I set up a whole profile. I did everything I thought I was supposed to do. Um, got the thumbnail, scheduled it, and actually it was scheduled when I looked in my studio. It was scheduled, but then when I went, it like I don't know, all the scenes, all the overlays were all wrong. So I'm like, yeah, no, I couldn't do that, and then I didn't have time to reschedule. So I figured I would just go live via this way, just impromptu without scheduling it. Hey, Daryl. Um, hey, Sally. Hi, hun. Dana. Yeah, there's a second step you have to do in Ecamm before you can go live for the vertical mode to happen. Well, chat didn't tell me that, so I will figure that out. Oh, hey, Mike, Hold Me Living. How are you, hun? So I did have a couple things that I wanted to talk about today. First of all, my week has, oh my goodness, it's just been chaotic. Um, I love my family. I love my family to pieces. But when you have six adults living under one roof that are not used to living together for going on 4.5 weeks now, it gets I think everybody's ready. Everybody's ready to leave and go into their respective homes or whatnot. I think everybody knows that Courtney was home for, it's been almost 5 weeks now. And we finished doing her van. And actually, I wanted to show you pictures of that, and I can't do that tonight. So maybe on Thursday. So we finished her van, and she was actually leaving on Friday. But then, I don't know, one day last week, and I think I shared this, that we realized there was a leak, something to do with her transmission, some left axle or something. So we had to find a place that could take her. Most places couldn't take her for 2 weeks, but we finagled something. So they're taking her on Tuesday. But anyway, so she's delayed from leaving. And then my youngest daughter, I think I told you she got engaged and she's moving out tomorrow. So and her boyfriend have been getting furniture and collecting things from Marketplace, and it's all coming into my house, until they can move to their apartment. So my house is like shrinking while they have all this stuff coming in. So it's just been very, very chaotic. And then, it was my youngest daughter's birthday on Friday, and we usually go out to dinner. And I asked what she wanted to do. She's like, no, 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 let's host a dinner party. So we hosted a dinner party Friday night. So it's just been a lot. And then even today, I was planning on coming up to the lake early to, like I always do to prep for my live streams or whatever. But we had to do lunch with somebody before I could come up here. And then it was stormy. So by the time I got here, I didn't have a whole lot of time. So, anyways, that's my sob story. Um, my explanation as to why I'm not more with it and have everything built out for eCam tonight. But anyways, let me see. Hey, Allie, how are you, hon? Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And I feel so off that I can't put people's comments on the screen. Um, at least this is vertical mode. Yes. Yeah, I figured why not? That was my whole goal tonight, right? So sometimes you just got to wing it, right, Scott? You just got to wing it. Hey, Chris, how are you, sweetie? How are you? Uh, hey, Okies Eden. Oh, I had a really good joke. I had a really good joke, and you would have been proud of me. And I was thinking about it all day, and now I can't. Dang, I can't remember what it was. Um, you just got to roll with it. Well, that's what I'm doing. I am rolling with it. And how do I make, just in case I need to, how do I make somebody a moderator? Could somebody tell me that again? Do I just press on your avatar? Is that what you told me to do? You might need some mods in here. Yeah, that's um so could somebody tell me, just is it just press on the avatar? Scott, I'm gonna make you a mod if I can. Well, I'm just gonna try it. No, let me see. No, I don't know how to long press the name. Hmm. Oh, you just gotta roll with it. No, add as moderator. I don't know what the him. Okay. All right, Scott, I'm gonna trust that you can handle it. Does anybody else want to be a moderator? I don't want to make you if you don't want to. Um, click on the name and it will give you options. You know what, Allie? I'm going to make you a moderator too. So one of the things I want, well, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Scott, did it work for you? Because why is it not working? Okay, yeah, it worked. I can't get Allie. Oh, there we go. Um, okay, so I got two. So, so let me ask. I was reading something the other day, and it was about AI. And if it, let me know if anybody else has heard this. And I've started doing a bit more digging into it. And what I originally heard isn't exactly it, but what I heard was that AI, the powers that be, whoever the powers that be are from, I guess, the WEF, and everybody's heard of the Great Reset. I'm not getting into that. But what I've heard come out of that is they are going to have AI rewrite the Bible. Um, So when I heard that the other day, I started digging into it because it obviously bothers me. And I didn't know if anybody else had heard that. Um, so I guess it's not exact what I had heard was that they were rewriting the Bible and they were taking the Jewish, the Islam, and the Christian, and they were combining them and having it be one religion, just like we all know what the Great Reset is. It's just one everything across the world. Well, they want one religion. So that's what I heard. So, and I know there are a few folks on here that obviously read the Bible, follow the Bible, are very strong in their faith. So I didn't know if anybody else had heard that. Um, Definitely not trying to start rumors, but um, so I guess it started in 2023, but then in June of 2025, um, yeah, so they're taking the original text of the Bible books. They're going to use AI to analyze over 10,000 ancient manuscripts, including the Dead Sea Scrolls. Um, so I guess where the whole thing was going, and I would like somebody else, if they know anything, just, talk to me offline about it. But if anybody currently has a Bible, please make sure you're saving them. That's my concern. Is obviously it's not going to impact any of our generation. We're very well versed. I mean, but when I think of my grandchildren growing up, um, that was one thing I wanted to talk about. Let me go back to the chat. Troll Island, here we come. Thanks, guys. I got cast in a movie about a bakery. It's not a huge part, just a small role. There you go. See that's your cost of entry there, Jason. With a great power comes great responsibility with Scott and Al. Oh yeah, nobody will get by those two, Jen. I have a Star Trek joke. Captain Kirk had three ears, a right ear, a left ear, and a final front. That's good, Chris. That's good. And I think is it Pam? I think Pam's one of our big Star Trek fans. I don't know if Pam's on. Um, hey, Miss M, how are you? Good to see you. Thought you would appreciate the reference. Man, I miss putting my comments on screen. Rhonda, did I say hi to you, hon? I don't know if I did. I apologize if I didn't. Um, I haven't heard of AI trying to rewrite the Bible, Lori, but I am going to do some research on it. Thank you, Debbie Sue. Hey, Dave, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, so nobody else has heard of it then? So that's kind of encouraging. But again, when I started doing a little bit of digging, they said it wasn't quite the way it was told to me, but there is something in the works. Um, so, so yeah, I'll reach out to you, Debbie Sue, if you find anything out. And then the other thing that I wanted to, I guess I just wanted to do an exercise, if you would. And I didn't have everything down, but and if you'll just humor me, I won't know if you'll do it or not, but humor me anyways. And actually, I was going to finish the second half of what we were talking about a couple weeks ago, so I can pull that up too. But write down just one goal, and it could be any type of goal, right? It could be something for your business. It could be a revenue goal. It could be a weight loss goal, a relationship goal, whatever it is. Just write that down. And I just want to prove something to you. Thanks, Debbie Sue. Um, and then, oh, so now what I want you to do, oh, is I just want you to stretch your arms up as high as you can stretch them. And I'm going to trust you doing it. Stretch it as high as you can stretch them until you can't stretch them anymore. Stretch them. Are they as high as you can go? Stretch just a little bit higher, just a little bit higher. So let me ask, when I asked you to stretch them the first time, and then I asked you to stretch them a little bit more, were you able to stretch them a little bit more? Or did you really truly stretch them the first time? And the reason I ask is because, so often we think we have done all that we can do to achieve our goal, right? We don't think there's anything left because that's our default. That's our nervous system saying that's as high as you can go. We're so afraid to go beyond the reef, right? In Moana, right? She wouldn't go beyond the reef. She was told she can't go beyond the reef. But then when you stretch yourself a little bit more, you can actually achieve a little bit more. And I think sometimes, you know, we just sometimes I think our excuses to why we can't achieve something become more of an expensive problem than not even trying, if that makes sense, right? Your life, the biggest thing in your life, right? And it doesn't matter whether it's your business or a YouTube channel, whether it's being a mom, a dad, a husband, but the biggest thing in life is your identity. And a lot of times we allow our nervous system to say who we are because we will only step as far as I say we'll only, we can only move at the speed of safety. And that's not my quote, that's somebody else's quote from a coaching program I took, but it's so true. When you think about your nervous system, you will not go beyond what you feel safe. And I think the biggest thing, and we've talked about this in the past, is that the biggest thing is we all need to be part of a community. We all want to be part of that tribe. And we are so afraid of what other people will think and do or say about us if we actually are our true self. And, I just released, well, I've only put up one video, but I'm doing this 10-day, what I've learned in my 60 years over the next 10 days, until my birthday. And I think the first one that I talked about was that we have a tendency to dim our own light just so other people can shine. Like we will censor ourselves and not do certain things just to make other people feel comfortable. But then are we being true to ourselves? Are we being authentic to ourselves? And authenticity is like, it's just the number one thing that you can't ever leave behind, right? I mean, you know, I think I know we all come here with a purpose. And sometimes I think that the opposite of depression is actually like purpose. And I think everybody wants to feel like they're significant, right? And when you're wearing a mask and you're not being true to yourself, then what does that say about you? I just think the life around us, the life that we lead is basically a reflection of the standards we keep, of just our performance and what you're willing to tolerate. So I guess and I've caught myself recently even being careful whether it's with YouTube, whether it's in my family, as so not to make somebody else feel uncomfortable. And I don't mean being mean or anything like that. That's not what I'm referring to. But I'm just saying you're so afraid to say what you're really thinking or talk about the business you really want to start or just what some of your beliefs are because somebody else may not agree with you. I feel you need to be authentic. I think you need to be true to yourself above all else. Um, Now, I don't mean not to be kind or any of that. I hope you know I don't mean any of that. Um, but I don't think you should shrink for somebody else. I don't think you should dim your own light just so somebody else feels better about themselves. There's there's nothing by us shining or by us stepping into our purpose or us stepping into what we came here to do. We cannot control somebody else's feelings. That's on them. That's up to them. Um, Let me go back to the chat here for a minute. Oh, I am so lost. Okay, click on the name and yep, okay, I did all that. I got cast in a movie of I got that one. Star Trek. Um, okay, yep, I saw Dave. Debbie Sue's gonna look into it. Oh, I did say hi to you, Rhonda. Yay. My goal is to not work on being so hard on myself. That's an amazing goal, Em. I accomplished one of my major goals last week. That's fantastic, CL. That is really good. See, I'll check your email tonight. Hey, Julie, how are you? I'm glad you could join. Mike, did I say hi to you? Yeah, I did. You were one of the first ones to join. Hi, Chris. And I missed him. I'm finishing my Sunday video. That's awesome. Yeah, I with the series that I just did, I was supposed to post it yesterday and did not get to post it. So I'm actually going to post a second one today, even though I posted the first one this morning or tonight, even though I posted the first one this morning. So that way I can be caught up on my 10-day countdown, if you would. Hey, Carol Ann, I'm glad you could pop in, hun. So many wonderful folks here tonight. Hello, Rhonda and CL, Debbie Sue, Sally, Miss M, Mike, Dave, Allie. I think you got them all there, Julie. Well, I will say when I'm not putting them on the screen, it seems I go a lot quicker reading through the comments. What is so what I was planning on doing tonight, I had a couple slides that I wanted to share, which I obviously now cannot share. Let me just see if I have, because I'm going to set up my Sunday live streams a little bit different. I think I'm going to keep my Thursdays as a book club. So we will outlive between this week and next week. We have the sleeping chapter and we have the emotional health chapter. So we have 2 chapters left. And then we also have to put the next book. And I know I've gotten a few recommendations. So for Thursdays, I am going to keep my book club. And for Sundays, I'm going to do more of a show, if you would, and build off of that each week. And I'm going to have basically, so I have 4 sections to my show each week. I'm going to have what's stirring. That's what I'm calling it. But so for tonight, it was the talk about the Bible because that's weighing heavy on me. So I want to find that out. And then I'm going to have a coaching corner. And whether it's something about your business or relationships or just your relationship with yourself, I'm going to have a coaching corner every week. And then I want to talk about um, just something that I've seen on YouTube, whether it's somebody from our community, whether it's a one off video. I will talk about something called From the Circle each week. And then I will have a final send off for not homework, but just something to think about until we meet again on Sunday. So, so that's how I'm going to set up the show. And I was going to walk through these slides to kind of talk about what each one was. Um, so what's stirring will be the current topic of the week. Again, this week it was the Bible, something from whether it's what's going on in the news or faith, just but from like a soul lens, if you would, from a faith filled lens. I'm not getting into quote unquote the news from mainstream media or anything like that, but something that I feel impacts our lives. Um, I will talk about that, a cultural shift or something. Um, and then the coaching corner, like I said, it will be one focused topic, whether it's about authenticity, our identity, business, mindset, grief, relationships, uh, vibration and frequency. And then from the circle, and actually it might be what I wanted to talk about this week was a Substack post. So it could be also a Substack post. So it may not necessarily be from YouTube, but something within my sphere, if you would, whether it's out on Substack or something in my school community, but something that I feel would benefit the community. So not, um, at least I feel it would benefit the community. And then, like I said, just a send off for the week, something to carry into the week. Could be like I might give you a practice or a question to sit with, or a prayer, a blessing, which I typically, my outro music would be that anyways. All right, let me just go back to the comments. Oh, and I had such nice slides too. It's a bummer. It's a bummer. Um, Greatest show on earth. It is the greatest show on earth. Good evening. Hello. Hey, Granny. I'm glad you could pop in tonight, hon. Hey, oh, what do you like, Dana? The structured format, like the show? Yeah, I have, and I'm not going to say whose show I watch because I don't know if you guys would like this show. So here I am, right? After I just told you to be authentic. But I followed this guy, Baron, and I love the way he does his show. I'm not necessarily talking about what he talks about, but I love the way he does his show. And since I've been doing live streams, I have tried slowly, drip by drip to emulate him. I just like his comedy. I like his, authenticness. Um, everything about his show I like. So that's what I've been trying to do. And I will have to say, when I saw Scott's show last week, I see Scott's show moving into more of a show format. And I was also sat on Old Me Living's. He had a interview with Darren, I think last Monday, and um, she's been talking about for a while how she feels, and I believe this is now even being confirmed with some of the YouTube folks saying this, but she has felt that YouTube for a while now has been going towards more of a show type atmosphere. And she actually has a name for it, and now it's not coming to me. but she has said that for a while. She says you when you create your videos, you want them to be binge worthy. You want series. You know, you don't, I mean, it's okay to have one-offs, but you really want the series because it's going towards like a Netflix. And I think she even compared at one time YouTube to like a Netflix, um, so that people will just start binging your shows. Uh, show. Oh, it's like on the tip of my tongue what she calls it. But anyways, so even after seeing Scott's on Wednesday and last week, listening to Mike and Darren during the interview there, I call those God winks, right? So twice last week, I'm like, okay, Lori, you need to solidify what you've been doing. I've been doing it this way, but very informally. So now, the other day, I did write down, like I said, the four areas I want to cover every week. And I'm going to have consistency as far as my thumbnails for my live streams. And I've been doing that for a couple of months now. My Sunday live streams have one color and then my Thursday live streams have another, but I've changed it up a little even for tonight. I thought I had a really good thumbnail. It's simple, it's plain, and it's just going to be Lori's Soul Circle live show. And then it'll have the thumbnail will have a different title or a different description depending on what the topic will be for that week. So it's going to be more of a more like a show. And between Mike and Darren and Scott last week, they just solidified that that's definitely the direction I need to go. Um, so I can see a major delay from what I'm doing to the way it shows up on YouTube. So, tomorrow morning is my first video in my new format, following me all week as I win through the end of the week. As I went through to the end of the week. Yeah, Scott, and I know you were asking during last week's for some shout outs or whatnot. So I will, I don't know if anybody else will give you something. I will give you something before Wednesday. I have a couple ideas what I want to say. So let's see how those formulate. Darren talks about narrative storytelling techniques. Yeah, but she calls it showrunner. Showrunner. That's what she calls it. Um, she said they're more like showrunners. I'm pretty sure that's what she calls it. I don't know if Mike is still on or if he drops, um, but yeah, I don't know if people don't follow her. I think she also has a school community, the storytelling room, I think it is. I've been following her for a long time. She's really, really good. And she's been doing this outside of YouTube for a long time. Like that was um, her industry, I guess her career or whatever, and now she's bringing it into YouTube. But she's really good. And again, she's been talking about this. Oh my goodness, like 6, 7, 8 months. I don't know, a while. And I think it was just a week or so ago. Uh, there was a YouTube conference or something where all the bigwigs got together, and they were talking about how they want YouTube structured like a show. They want it to be like a Netflix. They want to start competing with Netflix. So so she has some great ideas. What I was trying wasn't working, so I'm experimenting with a different approach. Are you talking about, Scott, because you've been trying to break the algorithm? When you say it wasn't working, do you feel like you just still weren't getting the impressions you needed to get pushed out there? And I think I kind of, because one of the other things that I've been thinking about doing, and if I do it, I'm not necessarily going to tell anybody I'm doing it simply because I'm thinking about starting a second channel, and it's not going to be related to what I'm currently doing. So if it ends up in your feed, then that means it's something you might be interested in, and so be it. But um, I guess I just wanted all the growth and everything to happen organically because I do think there's something to what Rob has been telling us for well over a year, and I know Scott kind of also parrots it, if you would. I do think that with people subscribing that aren't necessarily interested in your in what you have to say, and they're just subscribing to support, I'm starting to understand where that hurts. Um, because if they push it out to your recent subscribers, and then not only do they push it to your subscribers, they push it to other subscribers who subscribe to those subscribers, if that makes sense. And if nobody's watching it, it is completely killed now. It used to be like you had, I think it used to be like 2 weeks, like a year ago when I started. And then it was like 48 hours. Now I think it's like it's minutes, it's an hour, it's very little time. It's not 48 hours anymore that it completely the impressions just stop. Um, and so I'm with you, Scott. I don't know what's happening. I've talked to Rob about it. And he says just keep posting, and I don't necessarily know if that's the right answer. He says you're not you're not giving your audience what they want, and that may be true because my audience isn't interested in what I have to say. So then, do I experiment and do I try and switch things up to find things that my current community is interested in? um I don't know, but it's just like my impressions are extremely low. If I get 100 impressions, I'm lucky. So, I shouldn't say that. I typically get about 100, maybe 200 impressions, but I don't ever get into the thousands ever, ever. I typically don't get over 500 impressions. So, my click through rate's pretty high, um, but that that does not play into it, I guess. So, anyways, long story, I'm babbling, but I think I may be starting because I'm total truly interested in this other topic, very much so. Um, so I might start another channel and just also as an experiment to see how that kicks off. Because I do think when I started this channel that I have now, it was a different name. It was somewhat the same topic, but a little bit different. And then I had paused for about 5 months, and then I came back, and when I came back after those 5 months, I switched up the name and kinda switched up what I was talking about to some degree. So I may have been stuck in that old I don't know. I don't know. So, anyways, I'm whining. Where am I? So, tomorrow morning, what you were trying wasn't working. Hey, Dora, how are you, hon? Oh, it's so good to see you here. Yep, low impressions, sub 50 views. Yeah, there was a time, Scott, that I was, I've gone through all this, right? There was a time that I was getting close to 1,000 views on my videos, then over 1,000 views on my videos, and then all of a sudden something happened, and I don't know if I did something. I don't know. I don't think I did anything, but my impressions went. So I was getting probably 12,000, 15,000 impressions at one time, and now they're back under 100. So I obviously did something. I don't know what I did, but I did something. And I just can't get out of the YouTube jail that I'm in, I guess. So, hello, hello. So maybe following me all week will add interest. Yeah, so it's good. It's good that you're trying something new, Scott. I know you've had your channel for a while, so it'll be interesting to see if you can kickstart getting some more impressions. So this will be a good experiment. It's great that we have this family of fellow YouTubers, but I want to reach 100 times as many viewers who don't necessarily make videos. but they need the help. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? And it's and that's the thing though, right? I've been hearing that very few folks are going to come to YouTube like they used to for how-tos anymore because now they just go to AI. Um, now in my feeling, I feel like they come for community, they come for the camaraderie, they come for, the friendships, um, certainly to learn some things, but I don't think it's like it used to be. I think first line is they go to AI. I know I do, right? Which totally messed me up tonight on Ecamm, by the way. So it certainly does not know everything. And I'll go to it tonight and say, "Oh, were you supposed to tell me one other thing I'm supposed to do before going on?" And they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, sorry, you're right. I should have told you something." So um love what you're saying. Organic is yeah. So and was who was it? I'm trying to think. Somebody recently has told me that when you create videos, it should always be for new subscribers, not existing community. And I really took offense to that, I'll be honest, because I'm like, well, wait a minute. I love my community. I want to produce things for my community. And I guess I'm starting to understand that, you know. Um, it may have been Rob who said that. I don't recall that when you make your videos or you create your thumbnails, it should always be for the new viewer, not for your existing community. Again, it depends what your goal is, right? If you don't want to grow, if you're happy with, the community you have, let me know if it's getting kind of dark in here. Ooh, looks like another storm. Um, so, um, hi, Lori. All good here. It's the first day of winter here. It's magical. Okay, so what's your like weather wise? Tell me what the first day of winter is. So, like, how cold is it? Is it windy? Is it cold? I know I do really good if I just keep it camping videos, but if I throw another video in like my boat or something else, the channel crashes for a while. I'm just doing it for fun. So yeah, I guess Mike, it all depends what your goal is, right? And I think I'm also at the point that I don't think YouTube AdSense, I don't think it's going to make anybody rich unless you have hundreds or thousands of subscribers, maybe million, with hundreds of thousands of views per video. Then maybe you could make some type of money that you could live on. Whoa. Um, but I'm trying to do, I've been trying to create a business outside of that. Um, but trying to find and build it through YouTube, if that makes sense. Whoa. Did you hear that? But not lose power. Did you guys hear that? That was crazy. Let me see, where am I? I'll watch whatever you put up, Mike. Yeah, Mike is really good. Thank you, Debbie Sue. I'm the same way. I try to watch all my friends' stuff. It definitely gets harder. It definitely gets harder, and that's the thing. And then everybody feels bad. You can't feel bad. You definitely can't feel bad. You just got to do what you can do. I went for a swim and it is a balmy 20 degrees. Okay, I don't know what 20 is. So let me just look that up really quick. 68. Okay, so 68 is in bad, Dora. I would be happy with 68. Let me tell you what yesterday was. Yesterday was May 30th, and it was 46 degrees, and it felt like 36. I was wearing my winter clothes running yesterday. I'm like, what is going on? It's crazy, crazy, crazy weather. Um, what first? Okay, I read that. I made $20 in my first month. I'm definitely not quitting my day job. No, but I do think there was a time, maybe back, oh, here it comes again, in 2016 or whatever, where there was a time that you could make some good money on YouTube with the AdSense. Um, I just don't think it's that way anymore. I think there's so many people doing it or just the rules and whatnot. The whole house is shaking. I can't believe if you guys can hear that or not. Yeah, and it's summer door. It's summer, and it was 46 degrees yesterday, and it felt like 36. So I had a turtleneck on, and then I had my other shirt on. And it was just, and even today, and it's about to storm out, but even today, it was maybe 55. Today's May 31st. It's crazy, you know? Um, the summer solstice is 3 weeks away, which is Merrick's birthday. Now I remember. So Allie, he'll be 9. No, he is 9. He'll be 10. How old will Merrick be, hun? And I remember once, I had another friend years ago who was born on June 21st. And, she was just a happy, happy person. I'm like, not surprising that you are as happy as you are being born on the brightest day of the year, right? It's the brightest, it's the longest. So Rhonda, it was 99 degrees here today. Oh my goodness. Rhonda, send some of that my way. I don't want 99. I definitely don't want 99. Yeah, I don't want that, but I wouldn't mind 68 like Dora has. Certainly wouldn't mind 68. It's been beautiful for the last few days in Pittsburgh, mid the upper 70s, low humidity. Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah, and I forgot one of the most chaotic things. I was rambling in the beginning, telling you all this chaos going on in our lives. A friend of my daughter's, well, yeah, my daughter's and her boyfriend's, he got chickens a while ago and he lost them all but one. And I guess he's moving. So he asked me, and he asked a few months ago if I would take this one chicken he had left. And I was like, it's not easy to introduce, especially an adult hen, into an existing flock. It takes time and whatnot. And you got to do it slowly. You got to keep them apart. But I was like, okay, because I didn't like the option, his other option. So I said I would. But then I didn't hear anything. So I assumed he found another home for her. So yesterday was Saturday. So Friday night, like at 5 o'clock at night, he texts me and says, "Oh, will you still take her?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, no problem. I'll take her. Can you take her tomorrow?" So he brought her over Saturday yesterday morning, like at 8 o'clock in the morning. And it was cold and rainy, not a good day to try and set something up outside for this other chicken. So so just to add more chaos into my life, we got to make sure that this chicken stays healthy because we have mingled them a little bit just for a few minutes. And yeah, my existing flock does not like this new chicken. And she's sweet. She really is sweet. It's just the way it is. I mean, usually takes a couple of weeks, but just add that little chaos into the mix of everything else going on over these last 5 weeks. So, but her name is Doris. And again, one of those God winks, right? When they asked me if I would take, I really didn't want to. I didn't want to, for a lot of reasons, because like, whatever. But when they said her name was Doris, that was my grandmother's name. So I'm like, and I was closest to my grandmother more than anybody. I'm like, dang, how can I say no to that? So I guess now I'm a foster chicken mom. We'll see if the whole adoption actually goes through. He did give me the name of the farm if it doesn't work out that I could bring her, but the farm only keeps them for a couple of weeks to see if they'll be adopted, and then use your imagination. So I didn't like that idea. So let's hope it works out. I don't know what just made me think of that other than I was reading Daryl's thing saying it was 70. And I was thinking, I wish it was 70 yesterday. Um, my birthday is right after Merrick's. You're the 24th, right, Sally? I think you're the 24th. Did you hear the sonic boom yesterday, Lori? No, I didn't, but I did hear about it, but I did not hear it happen. We had a friend call us because they heard it. Um, but no, we didn't hear it. So And it was right off of Massachusetts too, so I don't know if it was down to the Cape or what, but we didn't hear it. I like it cooler. I'm clicking on if you guys could see me, I'm actually clicking on the comments like they're supposed to show up on screen. I really miss my Ecamm. It was 96 this afternoon. Yeah, I don't want 90s, 80s. I'll be okay with 80s. Okay, so that's cold for me after I'm grateful. I love the warmth. Yes, Dora. I turn it into KFC, not a big I'll turn it into KFC. Oh, do you eat the chickens? I do not eat the chickens. I do not. My chickens are they're all named. So what does that tell you? No, I don't eat my chickens. They give us good eggs. Um, but with 6 adults being at home right now and the adults eat between 3 and 4 eggs a day, I'm still buying dozens of eggs. So, but anyways, do I eat the chickens? Nope. It's for the eggs. So I think I'm all caught up. Um, I'm gonna get my book and just I have not for my friend's husband that I shared the other day, the doctor had told her it was going to be critical 24 to 72 hours, being on the ventilator and being in a coma. 72 hours was last night, and I have not heard from her. I did text her this morning, but I have not heard. So just sort of holding my breath and I keep praying. Um, but I did want to let you guys know because I talked about it on Thursday. So I guess no news is good news right now, right? Because we do have like a chain of people that if somebody gets to talk to her before the other, um, so I'm guessing she hasn't talked to any of us, or somebody would have reached out. So I'm hoping that there's some positive progress, that a decision is not having to be made in the negative. So, all right, I'm gonna have to turn the light on because I do not think I'm gonna be able to read this. And don't forget, oh, I didn't see Yvonne Nana or 5 on here tonight, but she goes live at 8:15. So maybe she's working, but she typically goes live at 8:15. Hey Tyler, how are you, hon? Hey everyone, just dropping in. Me and Brooks are at the NASCAR race and oh, how cool is that? I hope you're having a great time. Thank you for popping in and saying hello. It sure got dark in the house during well, it's because you should see the clouds outside, and I guess you're not hearing the thunder. It's crazy loud, the thunder and lightning right now. So, CL's new video premieres in 35 minutes. Absolutely. So make sure so at 8:30, I will be there. Is it a premiere, CL? Can you believe tomorrow's June 1st? My goodness. My goodness. All right. So May 31st, all right. So I typically read the day, um, today's. But for May, I'm gonna read 2. I'm gonna read May 30th and May 31st, but May 31st is just do your best. That's all you can do. That's literally what it says. So I'm gonna read May 30th as well, since we have a minute. Oh my goodness. So May 30th, because it's only on the floor that you'll find a surface hard enough to push from. Rock bottom. Today, I'm not going to tell you to breathe or relax or that everything will be okay. I'm not going to remind you that you're doing a great job or that it's the simple things that matter. I'm not going to talk about love or acts of kindness or the power of gratitude. No, I'm not going to say any of that today because I know that sometimes you need understanding and empathy more than a cheerleader or perspective. You need someone to agree with you that life might suck right now and that sometimes nothing seems to matter. I get it. It's important to feel it all. It definitely is. To go there and sometimes even sink far enough to touch rock bottom, because it's only there that you'll find a surface hard enough to push from. Yes, life does suck sometimes. And if it sucks for you now, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your pain, your stress, and your sadness. I'm sorry for your uncertainty, your worry, and your doubt. But know that in the long run, it will all eventually subside and you'll be just fine. Different for sure, but still just fine. I promise. So I thought that was important to read because I think we all have days that he's right, right? We sometimes we just want somebody to hold us and hold space for us in the feelings that we have. Um, Sometimes you don't want somebody to say it's going to be okay because you already know it's going to be okay. But sometimes you just need somebody to hold space for you. So I thought that was important to read since the other one was so short. And 2 minutes to spare. 2 minutes to spare. All right, let me just catch up, see if there's anything I missed. Oh, you didn't advertise the video, CL? Well, everybody here, premiere, 8:30, CL video. Please watch it. Oh, you do hear the thunder. Okay. I have thunder, so you have thunder too, Allie? Uh, you didn't have to because I'm doing yes, Scott's doing a good job advertising for you, CL. Did you put it out in Discord, Scott? I'm not very good watching Discord at all. And of course, I don't have push notifications on. I get notifications enough, but I do try every when I can think of it. I do try and go on to see if there's anything. And I did watch, you call him Rev, I think it is, because I asked Scott the other day, I'm like, who is this person? Before I just started responding to him. But he had a live stream yesterday. So I did hop on his live stream yesterday and got to see him and stuff. So that was kind of cool. Um, hey, Glenn. Ellie, did your house shake when that rocket blew up? My goodness, right? You talk about a sonic boom. What about that Bezos rocket? That is crazy. And I love how they come out 5 minutes after the fact saying, "Oh, yeah, no harm, no nothing." No. Please, you can't tell me that there wasn't some type of lasting effect from that. Dang, it was like $1 billion, I guess. Not that money matters to them; it doesn't. But what about wildlife? What about, you know, I don't know. I'm talking about things I know nothing about. I just can't believe an explosion like that was they actually compared it to something. I don't remember what it was, but it was massive what they compared it to. Oh, thank you, Scott. Yeah. The green's a good color. See, I told Yvonne I would be at hers. I didn't know you had one, so I'll be sure to do the replay. That reading, you having a hard time, Allie? Yeah, sometimes we can't wallow in it, but sometimes I liked the way he said, the metaphor he used that sometimes you do got to hit that rock bottom, right? Because it's from there that you can push back up. And think about it. Anytime we've had growth in our lives, anytime you become a better version of yourself, it's after a hard fall. It's after a hard fall. So they have its place. It's just hard. No, I overlap Yvonne because I need to get ready for work tonight. My little Discord bot did tell me about CL's premiere, which is how I got notified about it. Good bot. Yeah, I do. I have to admit, I like how it tells you there's a video, because YouTube never tells me when there's videos. Oh, and just for the folks that you wanna say after I just went through my whole dissertation about subscribers or whatnot, but you should check your subscribers from time to time, because it is a thing that YouTube does is they go and they'll do a sweep and, they just unsubscribe you, and it's if you don't leave, if you don't leave comments when you watch a video, if you don't leave comments after so many times of not leaving a comment of watching somebody's video, they assume you're a bot. That's what I was told by a pretty reliable source. Take it for what it is, and then they'll remove you. So, just keep that in mind. So you may get unsubscribed from people. Okay, that's it. 8:02. I did good. But I will be back to my regular programming, whenever that is on Thursday, I guess, because I definitely miss Ecamm. I miss putting my little comments on screen as I'm like clicking on them and it does absolutely nothing for me. So thank you for bearing with me. I didn't get to go through some of the stuff I wanted to tonight, but I won it. I did okay. So, all right, guys, I love you. And I'll see you over at Yvonne's if you're there. Otherwise, I will see you on the streets of YouTube sometime this week. Take care, guys. Love you.